road is working.
So I got my sisig here, pork sisig, dinuguan. And Linda got some pancit over there. We are so happy to be in the Philippines. You don't know what this is. This is pork blood and usually chopped up intestines, but sometimes they don't put the intestines, they'll use other cuts of the meat. But that is what this is. This one looked really nice and fresh. I seen it. I said, man, that is what I want right there. All right, well, let's eat. Is it good? Yeah, we share. So delicious. You gotta love these beautiful malls they build over here in the Philippines, man. Those beautiful malls. Christmas trees. It's about 3 stories tall. Beautiful. So I will tell you that in order for us to go inside this mall, you either had to have this tracing app, and if you didn't have it, you had to stand right there in front of the guard and fill out all these tracing papers, which I highly doubt they keep up with. But you did have to show your vaccination
card.
Yeah, you had to show your vaccination or you can't get in the mall. So it's true, you know, it's going on. And you know what I'm telling you, I want to tell one more thing. When we were brought to our hotel room from the airport, our first night, police showed up there immediately to make sure that we're there. I mean, that car was directly behind us. And now they have officers assigned to each quarantine location. So, you know, all this is a real deal. A real deal. So after a much enjoyable time there in the mall, we headed back to our hotel, packed our bags, got some rest, got up early in the morning to head to the airport. They said we need to be there a couple hours early for this flight, plus we got the drive time there as well. So we got up really early and was all excited to head home. And as I picked up my phone, I noticed I had an email from Philippine Airlines. And says that your flight has been changed. Well, of course, we're ready to walk out the door and check out, and we got this. And then, as I scroll down to see the new flight details versus the original, you see we were set to fly January the 9th that morning at 8:15 a.m. And now we have a flight the next day on the 10th, all the way in the evening time. And it's a whole different flight. Now our bags is already supposed to be on this original flight and that are at the airport. Now things have changed to another day. A lot of questions start arising fast. So we decided to head on to the airport anyway, but not check out of our room. So it's 4 a.m. and we're in a taxi cab right now heading to the airport. We were expecting to be there maybe about 6, but we're going early because out of nowhere, while we're sleeping, we received an email that the flight that we just paid them $150. They charged us to change our flight yesterday to a day earlier, actually to 2 days earlier. Now, just a few hours after I pay them $150 additional to change our flight, they cancel our flight and move us. And it's just so aggravating. We were already all up and ready and packed and ready to head out and go. I got a little menthol cough drop and I'm breathing. It's going up to my eyes and burning my eyes. Whew. So I'm not crying. It's this little cough drop right here going up and getting me. So nevertheless, we went to leave out of the hotel, which we're still paid for. We'll actually have a credit coming back to us. And we don't want to check out of the hotel because we might have to come right back here. But we're going to go to the airport and really plead a case that they put us back on our flight that we just paid additional money to be on. This just isn't right. And here's the thing, there's a lot of logistics behind it. So here we'll go, being separated from our cases again. And then on top of that, we have a guy over in our community there, Barak, that he's going and picking up a taxi. He's a long time since a kid, literally a kid, taxi driver. And what he'll do is go pay the rent for a day on a taxi from the company he's worked for years, and then use that taxi to go get us and bring us home. If not, we were going to have to land in Iloilo, go to La Paz, and wait at a basketball court and wait for our city to provide us transportation home. And they didn't know when they could get somebody there, so we could be stuck hours on end there at that basketball court and with all these other people. So now Barak, he may be heading out early this morning to go pay to rent that taxi for the day to do this for us, and then we're not even going to be there. So when we got ready to head out of the hotel, we had already cleared with them yesterday that we finished our quarantine, and I stood there at the front counter with the lady, emailed her all of our documents, our negative results and everything. She was so nice, and we got it all cleared out. When we got ready to head out this morning, the lobby's dark, there's an attendant there, they got the door locked, and they won't let us leave, and they want to verify again that we're okay. But the thing is, they can't just go over to a computer and verify it. They got the place blacked out, computers turned off, they don't have a list. Security gets up, I guess he was napping, and he comes, they're really refused to let us out the door. I said, I just want to roll my bags on out and get a taxi on the way. No, they would not let us out that door. I know it's because of what that woman did, you know. And but the thing is, we already cleared. And I said, you need to have a list. You need to know the people that's been cleared. And the reason I say that, they are a multi use property, so they're not 100% quarantine only property. They still have regular guests also. So you're going to have to prove every one of your regular guests is clear to go outside. I mean, they need to have a better way, a list. But they were trying to radio someone and wait for answers back. We're having to give all our results again. We're having to give all of our One Health Pass number and everything again, and wait for them to get a clearance back. And I just really feel that they need to have a little bit better way to handle that, because I instantly felt in prison. When you won't let me walk out the door, when you absolutely, and send for a second guard, 2 guards there now, and this attendant, and nobody will let us get out the door no matter what documents we show them, because they want to wait and verify with some other place. They need to do something better than that. And so what a way to start the day. It's just crazy how there's no traffic on the road. I know you can't maybe see much. Let's see if I put it up here. There's no traffic on the road. Well, normally if this Bahala Na. Filipinos are used to this happening right here. They're used to it. You see over here, they're used to this happening. It's normal. They're just lots of times patient about it. They have no choice. There's no choice in the matter. And so when you're in a country like this and many other countries that this happens in pretty frequent, you'll find a lot of Filipinos, they don't have no budget to go back and forth or go to a hotel or nothing. So they have no choice but to wait. And sometimes it might be for a long time. And they'll find themselves even laying on the ground, laying up on these benches, and just close your eyes and pass the time away and make the best of it, or try to go to sleep. Sometimes they don't even have a budget for food or anything, you know, like a lot of times you see there's a Jollibee there. There may not be no money in their pocket for a Jollibee or anything. They might be using everything they have to go home, be with their family, be with their loved ones, return from work or a lost job, ended contract, just whatever the situation may be. And you know, like they may be sitting there so hungry, and then you walk over right in front of them and your fat butt's munching down on all kinds of food. You know, maybe share something. Maybe share something to somebody. Ask them their story. Say, hey, you know, how long you been here? How your flight get canceled? Just make a small talk. Learn a little bit from them. You know, if you find out they're in a bad situation, how about you do a little fasting? Skip that meal that you can afford to skip anyway, and share something to somebody else. That's my opinion. You know, pay it forward a little bit. It'll take you a long ways in this world. You know, if anything, buy them a cup of coffee, if anything, or soda or something to make them happy. Don't sit there and gorge your face in front of them, and they're so hungry, man. I can't do that. I can't do it. So it's already daylight outside now. Stay in line just to get in the ticket office for maybe another hour and a half, 2 hours. And now waiting for my number to be called. Probably still be a while. There's a lot of people ahead of me, but I have made it inside now. It's a pretty long wait outside. Many flights have been canceled due to staff all testing positive, and they're short for airline crew. So it's not only Philippine Airlines, Cebu. I think this has happened all around the world. And the thing is, we're time critical because our test results will expire and they're required in order to fly down to where we're at. And they owe me money back because I just changed with them yesterday to an earlier flight, and they charged me 7,000 and something pesos for that change, and then canceled the flight. A really nice lady right over here at this desk where that red chair there is, she heard out our situation and what all we've been through so far, working with, I guess, over in the main office right now. They see the situation and they're going to try to figure out what they can do to put us on a flight that actually didn't get canceled, that's going out this evening to Iloilo. But there is flight cancellations everywhere due to the spreading going on right now, and so many of the employees testing out positive. The staff everywhere, it's left them shorthanded. And Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines, of course, I'm here in this country, that's the ones I'm speaking of. They've canceled so many flights, but I know this is going on in many other places as well, besides just here in the Philippines. We worked so hard to get on this flight. You don't know. We're finally going home. We have been endless hours in the airport. I have said it. Ticket counters, waiting, this being put on list. Then our S-Pass got canceled because we weren't on the flight that we were supposed to be on. They canceled our S-Pass. We got ready to turn in our S-Pass. It was no longer any good. Then we had to create a new S-Pass right then at the counter. And then our LGU and in the city of Iloilo, the department there handling the S-Passes had to approve it. Luckily, Melinda knew a girl there in our community that was able to make contact and see if they could get it approved, or we wouldn't be able to get on this flight, because it takes them a little bit of time. They got to review it and decide. There's a limit, a cap, how many people can fly in. It's like this plane here, it's not full, it's maybe 50%. So, you know, even though there's a lot of seats on this plane, they got to cap how many people can come in. But luckily, we've got a great community and we got a great LGU, and they were working with the people in the city that approve it and all, and with the grace of God, they got us on this flight.
Yes, I think they just waiting for
And
the city.
yeah, well, they're waiting the approval of the city, and things are tightening up, and they're not wanting to let too many people come in right now, especially from the National Capital Region. So we feel very blessed, very, very lucky.
Oh my God, it's so tense.
Mabuhay, welcome aboard Philippine Airlines.
I've sat in hard plastic chairs so long.
For Iloilo. We care about your health and safety. To ensure that we are all required to wear our face mask throughout the flight. They may be loosened or taken down only for eating and drinking, or when directed by your cabin crew. We'll also be observing a modified service during our flight.
Well, we did it just before dark. We landed back in Iloilo. Pretty excited for that. Don't know what their protocol is going to be.
Okay, ako naman kami malimutin niya pag may pilapan na wala yung luggage. Simala lang. Okay ah. Bye-bye.
We are finally reunited with our bags. They happen to be on the same exact plane with us instead of a plane earlier today. So we're seeing them again.